This story begins in the year 1995 in London, where a woman with a few children arrives at a hotel and calmly asks the receptionist for a room that has been booked by her husband. But the receptionist confirms that there is no reservation for the young family. Right after, the hotel manager arrives and again asks about her issue. She again explains that her name is Mrs. Eleanor Young and she is waiting for them to show the suite. Her family is already very tired. The manager is stuck on his words that they have made a mistake and suggests her to look at any other hotel. They even do not give her a phone so that she could call her husband. In the end, she talks on the public phone, in a storm with her little children. She angrily comes back after calling her husband, where manager insists her on leaving the hotel. Suddenly, the hotel owner comes out of the elevator and tell everyone that young family has bought their hotel. This incident left the hotel management stunned in disbelief. In the next scene, we see a man and women playing a famous game called poker, where the woman wins and it is revealed that she is a professor in a university and teaching students about economics. This is Rachel Chu and this man is her boyfriend. His name is Nick Young. Nick belongs to a multi-billionaire family who are settled in Singapore. Rachel does not have any idea about his wealth, but loves him regardless. Soon enough, a Singapore journalist sneaks in and takes a picture of Nick with her new girlfriend. The news gets spread really fast and everyone gets to know who Nick is dating. Back in Singapore, Nick's mother and all her relatives starts to talk about Rachel, since she does not belong to a wealthy family. Colin is Nick's brother and he is about to get married, so Nick decides to take Rachel to Singapore with himself and introduce her to his family. Nick's mother suggests it would be better if Rachel lives somewhere else than their house, especially in Nick's room. This already suggests that she is very picky woman. Rachel is suggested a beautiful red dress by her mother instead of the one she chose. Rachel thinks that Nick's family would like her because she is also Chinese like them. Nick and Rachel reaches airport. There Rachel is being taken to first class and being taken care lavishly. This was really unexpected by her. She tells Nick that they cannot afford this. Then he explains that his family have business with the airlines, hence all this is a freebie. Rachel asks if his family is rich, to which he answered that they are comfortable. It was clear that Nick's family had net worth of billions of dollars. When Rachel insists on knowing her family a bit more, then Nick starts to explain about his family. This is his cousin Alistair, who makes movies in Taiwan. This is Eddie, he is a family man and works in finance in their family business. This is Astrid, she is very down-to-earth woman. She has the biggest heart as compared to all Nick's cousins. They are extremely wealthy and makes lots of money. They finally reach Singapore at the Changi airport. There they are welcomed by his cousin Colin and his girlfriend, whose marriage they are invited in. Rachel is introduced to their favorite food, desserts, and much more. She is impressed by the deliciousness of the food. They have a little chit-chat and make a toast for their wonderful meeting. Colin's girl suggests that this is the first time she had seen Nick this happy and this was all due to Rachel's presence. Rachel also gets invited into a bachelor party by Colin's girlfriend. Next, we see Astrid and her husband. He did not belong to a rich family. She gifts her husband an expensive gift, to which he is thankful. It is the next day in Singapore and both Rachel and Nick go to his home, meanwhile drops Rachel to her friend's house. They invite her in their lavish house and gets praise from Rachel. This family is very friendly and does not think twice before making fun of others. Father even tried to introduce his son to Rachel. He reacts by saying, "I love you," right after she reveals that the guy she is dating is Nick Young, to which everyone looks really shocked. All of them reveals that they are the richest family in the whole Singapore. In a while, her friend gives her a really nice dress to wear, which would look great in the party. At night Rachel's friend Peek proceed to drop her at the party, where she meet two scary-looking royal guards, who are peeking through their window. Both of them are really amazed to see the 200 million worth of land and praises it. Nick arrives outside to take Rachel into the party. There he also invite Peek to come to the party as well. Inside the house is going a really amazing party. Nick takes Rachel and introduces her to her mother, while she was taking a peek at the chef's work. When Rachel introduces about her passion about economics, she gets scolded a bit for it. She also explains that her mother was left by her father and she started working in real estate and doing great in that field. Meanwhile, Nick's cousin starts to guess which family she might belong to. He was guessing all the rich families and Nick takes her away. On the other hand, Astrid gets to know that her husband was cheating on her, which was devastating for her. While talking, Rachel accidentally spills her drink on Nick and he goes away to get a new one in his room. Inside the room, his mother arrives and gets his shirt ready for him. She reveals if he should start to handle their business, so his father might get a day or two off as well. At the party, Rachel and Peek is being told that all these girls are jealous of her because she is dating Nick, who is in the line to all the inheritance of Young family. Grandma also meets Rachel and she is impressed by her. She tells her that she will teach her how to make dumplings later, so she should come back soon. Nick's mother is a bit jealous of this. Next day is a big bachelor party day. Rachel is taken away by Tar Min to Lee for their own girls' party. Meanwhile, boys have organized their own party somewhere else. Rachel is also introduced to a girl called Amanda Ling, who was ex-girlfriend of Nick Young. Nick and Colin does not like the party and thinks Bernard is an a-hole. He has organized a party in the middle of an ocean. This party is on a ship, where there are tons of girls, bikes, pools, drinks, and much more. Nick's cousins insult Nick's girl a bit and almost upsets him, so they decide to leave the party. While at women's party, all of them are given a chance to grab all the expensive items at the fashion boutique for free. Nick tells Colin that he is about to propose Rachel to be his fiancée. Colin is really happy for Nick, but he is worried if this is going to solve everything because his mother thinks that he won't go back to America. So this might not be as simple as it looks. Rachel is also revealed the truth by Amanda and starts to insult Rachel, which makes her cry and she begins to walk away from there. In the middle she meets Astrid. They decide to go inside their hotel. There they find that the girls wrote something bad about her and called her a gold digger. It is the night time and Astrid also reveals to Rachel that her husband is cheating on her. Later on, Nick and Rachel have conversation about all the things, complaining things to Nick and what has happened and what their next move might be. Nick explains that she is really different from all the other women. No matter what happens, they will stay together. They go join the grandmother, where they make lots of dumplings. There she asks Nick's mother Eleanor about the ring, to which she explains that this was given by Nick's father when he proposed her for marriage. She explains she withdrew from marriage when she got married to Nick's father and she puts family first, because it is more important than pursuing passion, while signaling Rachel indirectly. After the family gathering, Eleanor apologized being unfair to her. She again explains to Rachel that Nick's mother did not have any trust in herself at that time. She was not the ideal woman, but it took many years to get along with the family because she sacrificed a lot of things for the family. In the end, she suggests that Rachel will never be enough. This makes Rachel very upset, even throughout the ride with Nick. Rachel tells everything to Peek. There she suggests her that she needs to prove to Nick's mother that she is worthy of being Nick's wife. At the wedding day, she tries lots of dresses and comes out with a wonderful one. When she arrives at the wedding, Rachel stuns everyone with her charm. She also has changed her attitude towards the rich people. Meanwhile, Astrid reveals to her husband that she knows that he is cheating behind her back. He explains that he is tired of not getting mattered of what he does, since his wife is the one who's always in the limelight. He puts all the blame on her and leaves her crying. At the wedding, Rachel goes up to Mrs. Eleanor and asks if she can sit in their row, but she denies it. Due to this reason, Rachel ends up sitting with Princess because she starts to talk to Princess about an article that she wrote. There both Rachel and Nick catch each other's eyes and fall in love once again. At the evening, everyone is dancing and enjoying the big celebration. Nick and Rachel are enjoying every moment together. Suddenly a servant walks up to them. Both of them gets called up by Nick's grandmother Ling. There she reveals that she is a smart woman, but this does not give permission to ruin their son's life. Mrs. Eleanor hired private investigator who looked into her past life. She got to know that her father did not pass away in China and he is still alive. Rachel's mother was cheating on her father and that's how Rachel was born, so her mother ran away from China. This is why young family cannot have any relation with her anymore. This makes Rachel almost cry and she leaves right away. It seems like she is almost about to pass out. Nick is trying his best to reach Rachel, but she does not want to talk. Next day, Rachel's mother arrives at the house and reveals that she lied to her about her father because she was too afraid. She tells her that Nick was the one who made it possible for her to come to Singapore. So before leaving she should at least meet him once. When Nick meets her, he proposes her for marriage and tells her that he will leave everything behind for her. Right after we are skipped to the next scene, where Rachel had called Nick's mother to meet her at least once. There she reveals how Nick proposed her, but she declined because she does not want Nick to lose her mother once again. She loved him too much that she would sacrifice herself for his happiness. So when Nick will be married to another girl, she should remember that this happened because of poor girl Rachel and she leaves. On the other hand, Astrid also leaves her husband and takes their son with herself. Rachel leaves and says goodbye to her friend Peek with a warm hug. When the plane was about to get off, Nick arrives right before and tries to talk to Rachel. He reveals the same ring that Nick's mother was wearing and he proposes her for marriage. This was clear that his mother is the one who told him to go to Rachel and gave away her ring. They decide to go back to New York, but not before celebrating a big wedding party in Singapore. Rachel looks at Mrs. Eleanor the last time with warm eyes and Nick and herself proceed to kiss each other and the story ends here, with a huge celebration.